ENCE is the world best team on Anubis, with a 9-in-a-row win streak against some of the best teams in the world. But there was one challenger who were able to ruin it all for ENCE.
Goodbye to the winning streak on Anubis.
And MiBR, they woke up and chose violence. And today we're seeing how ENCE lost Anubis to MiBR. The pistol round starts with MiBR going all 5 players towards B site, with 2 smokes, 2 flashes and 1 molotov. ENCE are going for 3 players B, 1 mid and 1 A, as well as having 1 smoke and 1 flash, and it seems like ENCE have understood how hard B is to retake, since the T have so many good spots to hide in the after plant, and it's why ENCE is focusing in the start. Snappy peeks, and here he gets a lot of information, and ENCE embraces for impact, with a 2-man setup outside of main. With Madden close on pizza, Snappy behind the pillar and nerds in water. MiBR molotovs water and then smokes their own molotov, and then the execute is on, with MiBR going for the first 2 players jumping to offset ENCE crosser placement, and then the last 3 players swings regularly, and quickly it's a 2v2, and Snappy did a great job behind pillar to delay MiBR enough for Diha to rotate, and ENCE cleans up the round looking dominant.
That's what ENCE are hungry for. Great track record here. So let's see how it all starts in the pistol for MiBR. They try to explode out through B main. They do have Snappy isolated here on his own, but he's still going to put up some numbers. Diha pushes the smoke and Nerds much the same.
MiBR is set up with 2 players going water, 2 towards middle and last player lurking outside of B. MiBR molotovs outside of B to make sure ENCE can't push it early, as well as flashing mid to allow them to fight for mid control. ENCE are set up with 2 players towards B, but their water player is late. And I like this since the T will always have water control first, so to fight it in the start is kinda useless for the CT. Then they have 1 in mid and 2 on A, and the A players are nading towards stairs since it's a common T spot to play, and these nades does a lot of damage. Here are the lineup if you need it. MiBR smokes off mid, and this put Madden in a tough spot, since when you hold mid, you can't really run from it, since you allow MiBR to drop down to water or push mid, so he tries to smoke mid off, but he hits the molotov. And this creates a big gap, and MiBR starts to take advantage of this misplay, with a good flash to pop mid, and this blinds Madden and allows Insani to take mid control. But Insani goes above and beyond. After he kills Madden, he knows the first line of defense and trades will come from A site. And here he jumps up on a little ledge as soon as Sunpius peeks him, giving him an off angle, and he finds another opening. A great way to start a round. But while all of this is happening, Brassen brute forces his way towards A main to get rid of Diha with this flash and just swings. Diha can't fall off since he just lost mid control and have to stay and fight, but he can't win. And ENCE loses A site just like that. MiBR smokes off the B rotator and have secured site. And ENCE have to save, but MiBR will make sure this won't be easy. Since MiBR have all 5 players alive, they want to take away the remaining guns for ENCE, and they're successful, and ENCE have no players surviving. And going into round 4, ENCE have to play a half buy due to MiBR taking away the guns.
Insani, quick flashbang. Madden is lucky to be alive, but not for long as Insani chases him down.
He's back.
And the second towards the camera. You say he's back. He did have a quiet vertigo, didn't he? But loud and proud in the first gun round here of Anubis, and that's cracked open A completely. ENCE can do nothing about it. Insani with the double to the round win.
All right, yeah, if we can get Insani activated, man, that's a
Well, that
whole
like,
different ball
yeah,
game.
right. That poses a really interesting question because that might be made vertigo super close.
We skip some rounds ahead since so far the game have been fairly standard, with ENCE had to save or half buy when MiBR would win, vice versa for ENCE when MiBR would have to save and half buy. But in round 9, MiBR know they have to get ahead of ENCE this half. MiBR starts with 3 players going B and then 2 towards mid with all of these utilities to try and just take a lot of mid control from ENCE. Since when they molotov off these 2 parts, this forces ENCE back and bridge and water dive is allowed, while ENCE are going 2 players B with 1 focusing water. Now that the drop is possible, and then having 2 in mid and 1 on A site. ENCE mid player have to fall back, but some players have found an opening with the door, as well as ENCE smoking off the mid play from Brassen. But with a smoke in front of him, he smokes ahead and takes water, and as soon as he takes the window on bridge, MiBR starts the B take, since they know a water player will hold the drop from bridge and will have to force him to not focus water, and to do so, they will start the push. MiBR smokes off everything as well as molotoving everything else, and I want to show you guys all the lineups next to each other and how the site looks like. This is how you do a proper execute when taking site and quickly Nerds is out of the round. And Snappy's attention is on site now, just like MiBR wanted. But drop was ready and Snappy is taken out of the round. And just like that, MiBR have site control. It's amazing to see how they force the attention to mid and water in the start from ENCE, just to force it back to B site and take it. And I love this if you look at the A players of ENCE. Their focus is still on A site until all the utility drops to B. And by then it's too late, since MiBR made sure ENCE would think this round would end in mid and mid was more important. And this forces the ENCE players to stay in these positions.
Don't be surprised to see them have a solid first half, and they are right now. This is why it's T-sided though. A little explosion into the B-bomb site and a couple of well-placed shots to the head of ENCE. It's a gonna say done deal, but a complete whiff, and Sumpires goes flying in.
Brenno,
there is still a backstab.
Yeah, Brenno comes around the back. Good night, Sumpires. Sun has set.
MiBR had gotten a great lead with 8-5, and in this round they go for a new setup with 3 players toward water and then 2 towards B site. And here they use a Molotov towards B main to stop ENCE from pushing early, as well as nading into the window, a great way to try and counter it, but MiBR was too slow with it and do not do a lot of damage with it. ENCE are going 2 players on B, 1 in mid and 2 on A. Their mid player smokes the bridge deep to stop MiBR if they want to take mid, as well as Sumpire is taking deep A main control with the AWP, a great position for uppers. But MiBR have set their sights on water and B site, and it's why they neglected mid. And as we know from round 9, this was the strength when they could force ENCE to focus mid and then site after, but for some reason they are not doing it now. And here it backfires with 2 MiBR players in water trying to take on, but Nerds Molotov the entrance for a second time and this forces Brazen to swing, and Nerds open the round with the first kill. At the same time, Snappy finds one more kill and MiBR are in a lot of trouble. They've lost both entries with no rewards. This will make the round hard for them. But MiBR have given up on B and decided to take mid, and due to forcing ENCE to focus B, Insani are allowed to push mid without being spotted. And when they find an unaware Diha, MiBR knows they have a way back into the round. Look at ENCE, they're set with 3 on B and only an AWP on A. This will make the A side take from MiBR much easier. They just need to make sure they can trade each other. MiBR smokes off mid and then uses this boost, and you can't see it on stream, but here's how they set it up. A boost I've never seen before. Will it work? Well, the boost did not get any kills, but Madden whiffed and quickly it's a 3v3. Nerds pushing behind gets read like a book, and here he gets a 1-for-1 trade. Crazy to see how aware MiBR was over this. And here is ENCE's problem. So far they've peaked 1 by 1 over the last 3 players that have died. And this is never ideal in a 5v3, and they have to just play together and trade each other. MiBR uses Insani to fake B site, and it's a great fake since MiBR only have 20 seconds left. And this forces both ENCE players to stay on B site. And I love how Insani, he just clears back site and runs away to water. And ENCE know they're fucked up. ENCE are fast on to rotations, and here Safi uses this smoke to hide on site and just waits time until Insani gets to site. And here the side player proves how good he is, with 2 quick kills and Insani is smoked off and MiBR wins the round.
Should never be this close. And now MiBR, they can go anywhere, they can mid-round. Even Sumpires has realized he has to go back to the bomb site. Doesn't want to give up everything. Snappy's getting curious as well, holding for a drop. And MiBR looking for more aggression. It's not coming in. They are splitting. They are making Safe clutch this round. Insani's going to fake B with nades. And Safe is going to try and 1v1 or 1v2 if Insani falls short. It's a risky play, but I actually love this move from MiBR. It's like heroic-esque, you could call it. Trusting in the clutch. Insani pulls them both to B. Safe makes his move. And the longer Insani lives as he tries to sell this fake, the better this round goes for Safe. Now they realize once that bomb goes down, he's not planting here, and Insani gets out and survives. That's a big boy move.
That's what they call him. Here's some bias coming back in from the camera, but Insani making his way through the murky waters to get back to help Safe inside of the site. And here they come, running down. Safe is isolated. His teammate isn't with him. He's looking towards heaven, and Snappy is taken away. It's just a bias. What a shot from Safe on the turnaround.
The pistol round is going to be crazy. MiBR had gone for 2 Berettas, and I love this idea, since Anubis have some choke points where the pistols are supreme, in mid and A main, and MiBR understands this. ENCE are going for 1 upgraded pistol, a flash and a smoke. ENCE goes 3 players water and 2 outside of B. while MiBR have 2 players B, 2 mid and 1 A. Not as much focus on B as ENCE had in the pistol, but the round starts off with a fight in water, with both teams finding 1 kill each. MiBR pushes bridge since they know by now ENCE have no players in mid, and this shows us how hard Anubis can be. When ENCE takes some map control, MiBR finds a way to win it back, and quickly, when Nerds kills the last B player, Insani drops water and finds Snappy, and is still an equal game in a 3v3. But Insani is not done, and knows he can't stop and starts to push Con, and here a jumping Insani finds Dyha mid-air. And another great peek helps him kill Madden. Damn, what a player. This just shows you how good the dual Berettas are in CSGO and CS2. Nerds now in the 1v3 is in massive trouble. He knows where Insani are, but not the rest, so his goal now is just to surveillance the area to find the rest of the players. Nerds does this by swinging water, and here he learns Insani and one more player is here, and he quickly realizes he can't fight both and runs back to main, clearing it, and now he knows that it's clear. He can form a good picture in his head of where MiBR is playing. He finds an overconfident Insani, of course, and quickly fakes that he's run back and catches Exit off guard, and in the 1v1 versus a low player, he wins and gives ENCE a much needed round, and just shows us how easy a 1v3 can look like if you can figure out where the players are.
Over towards B, they might feed him something here. Nerds is given 1 for free. Step in the right direction. Exit can hear him peeling away. He can hear him leaving B. Safe is still committed to the push, and Nerds looks like he might just come back in for the attempt at this B play. And will those footsteps draw a peek out of Exit? They've certainly got him interested, but he decides against it for now. If this gets left in a 1v1, Nerds v Safe, this is screwed. So Exit really needs this kill, and he's not going to get it. Now MiBR are left looking on as the low HP Safe has got to try and do this alone.
I cannot believe Nerds has got himself into this position to win the clutch. This guy possesses magical powers of being able to turn any round back in his favor. Safe will creep back in. Time will start to tick. And Nerds is a long way off. Safe has got the right read for the time being. He's waiting for that peek from Nerds. It's coming slowly. Oh, it's going to be the kill in the clutch. Nerds, what a way to pull back the pistol. This guy is a god in the clutch.
ENCE have set up with 2 players outside of B. One close playing anti-flash, so if MiBR were to swing, they would focus the player above, and the player who's playing anti-flash can fight and trade his teammate. While they send the last 3 players towards A, with 2 focusing A main and the last holding water in case MiBR were to push. MiBR are set up with a default 2-1-2 setup. They have Breston jumping behind here to spot any main aggression on B from ENCE, and as soon as he sees Nerds, he smokes off main, and this forces ENCE to go towards A and mid. And here Safe have smoked deep mid, allowing him to peek mid. MiBR have not the best guns with 2 pistols and 3 guns, and I love how they play the setup, with the pistols close but hidden, so ENCE have to fight the rifles and pistol can swing after. But here ENCE Molotovs the pillar, and Insani gets to just walk away. Crazy ENCE wasted a Molotov not to try and kill him. Madden in mid uses a flash and Molotov, and this allows him to take full mid control away from MiBR. But ENCE runs back. They tried to fake it now and wants to take B, but it does not really work, since when ENCE runs back, MiBR does the same. And just look at the map control. Insani takes full A main control, as well as Safe takes full mid control. This is a problem for ENCE. Insani finds a great opening kill, as well as Breston finding 1 more kill, and it starts to look dark for ENCE. And I want to just show you the amazing flank of Safe, and he wins the round for them.
This round, right? They don't have a lot to exec. I know when you're looking at it, it's like, yeah, they got 2 smokes, couple of flashes. That should be all you need, but you're lacking some of the Molotovs. You're going to have to manually clear a lot of these angles, and you won't be able to flush players out of these more annoying cubbies over towards the B side. Now that Insani's open with the deagle, it only gets worse. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous for ENCE in this one. They've been collapsed upon. MiBR all around them, closing the net over this B site. And so the util never even gets thrown. It never even comes to matter for ENCE. They've been outmaneuvered, outbrained, and now outgunned.
It's the last round, and MiBR are back to the T side, the side they were the best on. MiBR are back with 1 player starting outside of B, and then going to mid, as well as 2 players going to water, before one of them goes mid and last stays. ENCE are playing 2 players in mid, where Sampaios tries to be fast but is shut down and have to run away. And just like that, no teams have decided to keep mid control. Kinda crazy, since when ENCE gave MiBR mid, MiBR were experts on abusing it against them. MiBR tries to find some kills in hope ENCE are overpeaking, but can't, and they decide to take mid with 3 players, and then leaving the last 2 outside of A. Dyha give away his position with a nade, and it's crazy by ENCE to have the low HP player guard deep mid himself, and he quickly falls back. Brust and Insani finds a kill each, and ENCE have lost sight. And here MiBR just have to play the afterplant, and ENCE can't hold it.
The first part to make a move, but from that point, ENCE can look to fight for the main control.
Oh my
God. And Insani is clean.
What?
Opens up this A play and looks to make it all happen for MiBR.
Wow.
2 kills away from breaking ENCE's streak on Anubis and from longing this out to a third. They don't want to let this overtime get away from them, and so they won't. They do the deal to ENCE. Goodbye to the winning streak on Anubis, and hello MiBR. That third map now waits in the wings.
And that was how ENCE lost their win streak to a team that's ranked top 50 in the world. Hopefully you learned something, and here are 2 videos YouTube told me you would like. Thanks for watching.